were thriving. But then, up, you encountered an obstacle. So how do you bounce back? You don't. Bounce forward. Time to think, plan, pivot. With Comcast Business and powerful connectivity, get serious internet that lets you go bigger. All powered by the nation's largest gig speed network.
Sure, it's silver.
So you can do more searching, more sharing, more shipping. Which means you've got more time for planning, for making, for running the show. That sounds great if everyone's in the office. But what if no one's in the office? Bring the office to them. From bandwidth at HQ to bandwidth at home. But is your network secure? Of course it's secure. It helps protect connected devices. But how do you do this? You don't do this. We do this. Together. Be fast. Be flexible. Be ready for what's next. And bounce forward with Comcast Business. Go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
No one is tougher than Michiganders. But this crisis requires tough decisions. It's not hard to wear a mask and keep our distance. But it's tough as nails to keep at it. Only seeing loved ones virtually. That kind of tough takes love. Tough love will get us past this thing. Henry Ford Health System is open, ready, and safe. All for you. Visit henryford.com/toughlove.
Sports are finally back. And if you're watching the games at home, you can still get your favorite wings for takeout or delivery from P-Dubs. And with wings bundles starting at $9.99, there's no excuse not to. So order a bundle of wings and fries from BuffaloWildWings.com or through the Buffalo Wild Wings app. Because sports are back. And there's no better way to watch than with wings and fries. At participating locations for a limited time. Bundles only for takeout or delivery through BWW app or website and not valid for any other offer.
For affordable life insurance, log on to nbthealth.com.
Parents, do you want to save your child's life? 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check can help. Make the time to have your child checked. Contact the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Learn more at 971theticket.com. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Hall Financial. Michigan basketball set for their game of the season so far tonight. And they'll put their perfect record on the line at home against the 10-2 Badgers. At the moment, the Wolverines are the 7th-ranked team in college, while Wisconsin is number 9. Michigan coming off a dominant 25-point win over Minnesota. Game time set for 7 o'clock. The broadcast over on AM 950 WWJ starting at 6:30. Continuing their search, the Lions sent to interview Titans OC Arthur Smith today, who is the 6th candidate to meet with the team. Detroit also requesting to interview Bucs DC Todd Bowles, who previously coached with the New York Jets. Along with Smith, the team is also expected to sit down with Colts assistant GM Ed Dodds for the general manager opening. However, their possible pursuit of Seattle GM John Snyder appears to be over after he agreed to a contract extension with the Seahawks this morning. And fans are expected to be allowed on the hallowed grounds of Augusta this spring as the club announces that a limited number of patrons will be able to attend the 2021 Masters tournament after holding an empty event in November. They did not say how many or who and how they would be selected. The committee did say that they are confident in their ability to responsibly host a small number of fans come April. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
5 o'clock, good to have you. Dave Burkett interview was a good one. You can use radio.com rewind to go get to that. We've been rapping about a lot of Lions stuff today. National title game. Wasn't much of a game. Not a lot to talk about. But hey man, Rico's been all over it. If you want Devontae Smith, he may not be there at 7. But I'm just telling you, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to convince me to take him at 7. Teams that are rebuilding do not draft wide receivers at 7. Or 5, or 3, or 8, or not. You just don't do. I don't want to hear about it. Oh, well, what about Mike Evans? Mike Evans was 6'5", 235. Well, Devontae Smith is 6 feet tall, 175. I mean, if you want to use real measurement, yeah. But here's the other thing. Henry Ruggs got drafted 11th. and in 1-8, Henry Ruggs ran the fastest 40 time in the combine. I think it was 4.23. Devontae Smith runs a 4.5. Fabulous player.
He's got football
awesome
skills.
player.
Got football
I know that. I know that. This team is really. You don't win Super Bowls taking wide receivers in the top 10. So, loved seeing the show last night for the two quarters that I really needed to pay attention. But I can't do it. But I'm letting you feel emboldened to call up and try to convince me otherwise.
Here's the thing.
I'm out on it.
I stayed up and watched the entire game because I do think that I watched the Lions' first round pick. It wasn't Devontae Smith. It's not the one that he should. This should be Justin Fields. Now, I know. Didn't have a great game last night. He's hurt. He's missing 3 linemen. His running back went down on the first play. Whether Ohio State wants to admit it or not, they actually had COVID problems. They just didn't want to use that as an excuse. That wasn't the same Buckeye team missing guys on the defensive line. Now, granted, had they had all of those pieces there, I think Bama still wins, but I think it's a more competitive game. But I'm looking at Justin Fields, and this is a guy that you want to take. If he is there, and it's actually the perfect thing for the Lions because he had a bad game. Because remember, his stock was slipping, and then he went out and he beat Clemson. Oh, but sorry, he's going to be number 2. No, I think he's going to start falling again. That's great. You're Detroit, and he is sitting there at pick number 7. Pass him by, it'll be one that you'll regret. That's just like you passed on Tua, like you passed on Herbert. That's where you start. And I don't care if you bring him here and he and Stafford have to coexist for a year. Fine, whatever. Got your guy, have your future. So now when Stafford goes down in a game near the end of the season, because he will go down in the game, that's just what he does. I'm not wishing any ill will on him. Now you got some hope. Let's see what the young kid has to offer.
See, you're nailing it. Like, my priorities this offseason, number 1 with a bullet is take quarterback at 7. That's above trade Stafford. I actually agree with you completely that if they wanted to keep Stafford here for a year, I would disagree with it, but I could work my way around it. Rico, the idea that they will keep Stafford here and not use the number 7 pick on a QB, it's malpractice. It really is. But I can't change them. I can't change who they are. Let's get some of the people involved, get a few of the ticket texts as well. David, you got anything notable before I go to the callers?
Let's go to the call.
Oh, right. That means David just said F me. Tremendous. Danny is in home. Hi, Danny. What's going on? Danny. What's up, D? How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good, bud.
So, this is my thing right here. The Lions are such a loser franchise. To the nth degree, which you guys cannot be more correct, especially in the fact of Matthew Stafford is what's driving this franchise. What he says goes. There is no other. They are happy with the stats that he puts up, the jerseys that are sold by him. And the reason why, and I think that this news that as a whole hearing it with the second interview with Brad, or what's his name, is what do him, predecessor, and even their predecessor, Martin Mayhew and Bob Quinn, all of them have no experience, because I firmly believe any GM that gets interviewed that has a lick of experience or has any sense of common sense are asked, what are you going to do with Stafford? And any time if they're brought up the idea of trading him or potentially moving him in any way, shape, or form, if they mention that, they just walk him right out the door. They want the GM with no experience because they'll say anything to get the job, and they probably firmly believe that Matthew Stafford, because of what he's done with his stats, that they'll be the answer. He'll figure it out. They are so pigeonholed in just having him drive every single decision, and all of these unfortunate loser Lions fans just buy into it. Because it doesn't matter what ownership does, Lions fans are going to keep showing up to Ford Field. So the more the longer Stafford is with the franchise, they're not going anywhere. God bless the guy, but everyone buys into the Detroit tough, the bad boys, the Red Wings were tough, Matthew Stafford tough. It all came from his first game ever, playing against the Browns and showing his toughness. People were bought into that first day. And they will
And that's
not let
okay
you
to
go.
be bought in. It's okay to be bought in, but you have to have an awareness. It's okay to say you're not evil, but it just didn't work out.
And they will never let him go for that. He is literally the only driving force. The moment he says, I'm going to retire, that's when they're going to say that's the green light to blow this thing up. Until then, they think they got a shot. And Stafford always thinks that they got a shot. And that's why I think they're going to.
And I'll tell you this.
Experience.
And look, you know, they brought in Ed Dodds today, and then the news breaks a few hours after the interview with Ed Dodds is done that Brad Holmes is coming back for a second interview. I mean, if Ed Dodds was the business, you probably don't let him leave the building. So you're right. It is. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Mike, real quick. Do you think that there's anything of that holds water, or thinking of the people with inexperience? Do you think that's a trend that they're going to do? Because I know that they've been all over the board, but that's what I believe, that they're looking for people with no experience because they're going to be gullible enough to say Matthew Stafford can get it done with them.
No, no, and I'll tell you why. It is very difficult to find quality candidates with experience that aren't unemployed.
Exactly.
I mean, Thomas Dimitrov has experience. Right, he's currently working at a dry cleaners. He's unemployed. Jerry Reese has experience. Unemployed. Now look, if you can somehow go big game hunting and land a Kevin Colbert from the Steelers or a John Schneider who just re-signed today, I get that. But the reason you look for the first-time GM is those are the only ones that are available. You very rarely get to snipe someone who's in their prime, doing well, working somewhere else. It just doesn't happen.
And I think with the caller, he has some merit, because I do wonder if they bring in people who, well, you want a job, right? Well, we don't want to tell you what to do, but it'd be nice.
Let me back you up. I want to show full support for what you're saying here. And I'm going to do it with a real life example. Shall we?
Okay.
All right. Then the calls, then a blitz. And then Rieger does some lazy troll job. Be very exciting. Hey, start your New Year's resolution. Lose a few LBs if that's on the offing. You hear Tony Ortiz here every day. Good game in the Big Ten tonight. Tony lost 50 pounds, and he did it with Ideal U Health Center. Now look, maybe you've tried time and again it hasn't worked out. Ideal U is different. They're going to work with you, try to change your habits, and they offer you this consultation that's normally $100, but right now, 97.1, the ticket listeners, you get it for free. Again, Tony lost 50 pounds. You could lose up to 40 in 40 days. It's Ideal U Health Center. The consultation, normally a $100 bill. You call right now, you book it, you're in for free. It's Ideal U Health Center. Results may vary based on physical health and adherence to program. No weight loss guarantees provided or implied.
Trade in your old car today and get up to 125% of Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade in any condition toward the purchase of a new vehicle at the Lundy Land Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lundy Land Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Prograins's Dank deals are going big with deep discounts of up to 80% off the grow gear you want. With insane deals like 100 milliliter Clonex gel for $10, bags of Happy Frog for $8, and the new Kavita Pro 1000-watt slim line for only $220. Head to GrowGreenMI.com to score your Dank deal today. We understand that your time is money and best spent in the garden. That's why we offer Michigan $50 flat rate shipping. We'll bring any size order anywhere in the state for just $50. Got a large order quote for over $5,000 from another store? Bring it to us and we'll beat it. Click GrowGreenMI.com.
Chemical Bank is now TCF Bank. And here, strengthening a community starts with strengthening its individuals. Like by giving more loans to more people become homeowners. Then there's more homeowners to call up more painters and more movers. So more painters and more movers can hire more employees. And when you have more homeowners, more businesses, and more jobs, you've got a stronger community. So come bank with TCF. We're building stronger Me's. Built one big strong we. TCF Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coping-19, brought to you by CDC and the Ad Council.
Managing today's uncertainty can be overwhelming. Focus on what you can control, even if it's little things, like your before-bedtime ritual.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
My sweet cheeks feeling squeaky.
income planning. We look at how much you've saved, how much you'll need, and help you build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE, SIPC.
Does it feel like finding clothes in your fit is impossible? Tired of feeling overwhelmed with options that just aren't right? Let the experts at Stitch Fix do the shopping for you. At Stitch Fix, we make sure each piece is hand-selected for your life. So whether you're staying home or on the go, Stitch Fix has the answer for what to wear. We make it easy to find what works for you. Signing up takes just a few minutes, and styles are delivered directly to your door. Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, your style delivered. It's crunchy!
Creamy!
Sweet.
Salty. Nature Valley sweet and salty peanut bars, bursting with crunchy peanuts, dipped in creamy nut butter coating.
Delicious.
Nature Valley.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
At home, in your car, or at work. Detroit's sports station.
So Rico has brought something up, and I'm going to go to the phones. But you don't think this stuff happens? It does. And again, I'm not saying that it's happening here, but you have to worry about it. The idea that even in a subconscious manner, the people who come in and say they love Matthew Stafford would be given preferential treatment in the pursuit of this job versus those who dare to be more brazen and say, I hate your roster. I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts.
Don't care if you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts.
Yeah, if you don't like Stafford, go do a second interview for the Jets.
Hey.
But here's the point. The point is, it happens, and it happened to me. It happened to my team. The Giants were faced with replacing Jerry Reese and replacing a regime that was fiercely loyal to Eli Manning. And in the process of those interviews, it became common knowledge that they were only going to hire someone who would keep Eli as the starter. That's how Dinosaur Dave got his job. And in turn, they hired a coach who would then keep Eli Manning. That's how bum-ass Pat Shurmur, sorry, I know he's a Spartan, but he's terrible, got a second chance. So it happens. Now, I'm not saying that that's happening here. I'm saying that in life, we make decisions, and some of them are conscious. We make conscious decisions on things, and sometimes the subconscious guides what we're about to do. I really do wonder, based on what Dave is saying, that there is this subconscious loyalty or affinity for him, and it's almost like the Lions don't even realize.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to come in here and you score points if you say, well, I love Stafford, and I think that I could do a lot if Stafford stuck around. Oh, good. You know what? It's great. And you see the nodding of the heads.
He seemed like a fine young man. I can't put my finger on it. Well, yeah, like Stafford.
Then all of a sudden, there's Sheila and Rod leaning forward like, yeah, okay. Head nods, okay, yeah, okay. Like this guy, yeah. I'm going to bring him back.
Let's go to John, 97.1. Hi, Johnny.
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Good, John. Thanks for the call. What's up?
No. We talked before the last draft, and before they when they didn't take Tua, and I was frustrated. And I look at it now, and I just listening to the Burkhead interview scares the crap out of me. They're going to go down the same road again, and it's just so it's frustrating. I mean, I was at the 91 game when they won. I was there, and I was in my 20s thinking, okay, we have a future. Man, it's so frustrating. It's over and over and over. It's sickening. And, Matt Stafford, you say you don't know why Matt Stafford won't speak up. I mean, the Matt Stafford project, the experiment, it doesn't work. I mean, they don't win here. The biggest stat, they talk about the stats. Well, the biggest stat is how many wins he has. I mean, he just doesn't have a lot of wins. He's not going to leave. Matt Stafford gets paid a ton of money, and he doesn't have to win games. I mean, where else can you go and that can happen? In Detroit. for the Lions. That's it. You get paid a lot of money and you don't have to win. Why would you want to leave?
No, listen, I think it comes down to one thing, that at the end of the day, when you're old on that front porch in the rocking chair, you don't want to live with regrets. And you want to be able to look back and say, look, man, I won. I did something. I mean, I'm not saying you ever feel bad about making the Hall of Fame because you have lots of pretty numbers, but he knows when he lays down every night, he may be a winner in life, but he's a loser in the NFL. And that's going to eat at you if you're a competitor. So to me, that's the reason. Beyond all the good reasons to stay here, because it is easy, because you do make crazy money, and because this organization kisses your feet, he's going to have to sit on that front porch with a sweet tea and basically have a large L tattooed on his head. That sucks. So that would be the reason why I'd be out of here.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Mike, and I agree. But if he cared, then he would say something. I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares that much about the losing. If you did, if it was any other competitor would say, get me out of here. But he doesn't care about the losing. Or he'd want out, because they're not going to win. They're not going to win in the next few years when he's here. If he stays, it just scares me. Listen to that interview.
John, I just wonder if it's gotten to the point with Stafford where, you know what, if we win or we lose, that check stays the same. So 12 years, we all, and it's not a knock on him, we all go through it. No, where you kind of lose the motivation because there's no fire. Yeah, I'm going to get paid regardless, so whatever.
Because Quinn, 97. Oh, I'm sorry, Rick.
Oh, no, because I do think that he could have demanded more, and he should have demanded more by now. Now we can go to Quinn.
You got it. Quinn, what's up, man?
Hey, good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Listen, let's have a reality check, not a fantasy, not feelings. This roster needs a massive overhaul, and the only piece we have to move is Stafford. Everyone else is free agent, unrestricted, restricted, whatever. We need to run it back. It's a massive overhaul, and the only piece we have is Stafford. We need to move him. And then the reality check comes in is, what has Stafford done? He hasn't won anything since high school. He didn't do anything in college. He definitely hasn't done anything in the pros. What has he done? I'll wait.
Quinn, here's the problem. What you're saying makes sense. I don't think that the Lions see it that way. This is how most Detroiters see it, but it's why I said I see Devontae Smith going at 7, because I'm not thinking like me. I'm thinking like the Lions. I'm thinking like anybody in Allen Park is saying, "Oh, we should get this bright, shiny new toy for Matthew. That'll make him happy." He shouldn't, but that's what they're going to do.
And that's sad. That is so sad.
I mean, realistically, you need, hell. I mean, if you bring Kenny back, you got no cap space. You'd have to franchise Aquara then to keep him. You need 7, 8, 9 starters on D. You need to add another running back to the mix. You need to add at least 2 wide receivers to the mix.
So maybe we go Najee Harris
right side. Bro, don't even joke about it. Don't even joke.
Y'all see what he did?
You like that audio I found. You like that. Yeah, you look to be running really well against the Buckeyes last night. It looked effortless. You didn't see what they were doing? They'll blow my eyes up. What are you talking about? You didn't see what they were doing? Thank you, Najee. Thank you so much. Let's go to Alex, 97.1. What's up, Alex?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Rico. What's going on, guys?
Hey, man. What's up, man?
Okay, this is probably my most passionate football take I have, and it's don't draft a wide receiver in the first round. Why? Because wide receivers don't directly reflect your record. I got a couple points to prove it. So Calvin Johnson, we have him, arguably second best wide receiver of all time. We have nothing to show for it. The year he retires, we go 9-7. Devontae Adams this year, he misses 4 games with the Pats. What's their record, Mike? 4-0. You got the Chiefs, you got the Packers, you got the Saints, you got the Bills, you got the Steelers, you got the Seahawks, all competent franchises. None of them have a first-round pick on their team that they have drafted. Look at the top wide receivers in the league this year. Diggs, Hill, Keenan, Brown, Metcalf, Devontae. None of them are first-round receivers. Mike, pick your favorite receiver in the entire NFL. He's not a first-round pick. And if he is, he has not won a damn thing. And that's going
I
to be the
agree.
same way with Devontae Smith.
I agree. And look, all jokes aside about David's team and their horrific collapse against the Browns, look at every receiver in Steelers lore here the last decade. AB, 6th rounder. Deontay Johnson, somewhere not in the first. Juju, 2nd or 3rd. Claypool, 2nd. I mean, you just keep going up and down the list. You can find great receivers. And if you're going to take one, do it late in the first. I think it's lunacy. But I know, Enrico's right. We're heading right down this path because it's the new shiny toy. That's what's going to happen, man. Because, well, we got a tight end in the Pro Bowl, and that only took a few years. We could take we could take a wide receiver. You pair him up with Stafford. My God, this is going to work. How is nobody else seeing this? Once again, we are the smartest people. We rock. We rule the draft. As everybody else laughs and says, wait, who'd the Lions take? Yep, Lions just went Lions. Let me go ahead and draft another All-Pro because they left him on the board again. Because that's just what they do. I can only hope what you're saying does not come true. Sadly, I can't really argue it. I'm terrified. Let's get to a blitz next. 97.1. All right, guys, if you are looking for a new vehicle, but there's really only one place for you to go. Head on out to Hamilton Chevrolet at 14 Mile and Mound. My guys, Andrew and his sales staff, they're going to hook you up. I'm telling you, because they want to be your Chevy dealer, period. They do it by guaranteeing you the lowest rates out there. They'll find every discount, anything that you need, an incentive, they got it. They'll find it. And if you got a GM card, great, because you go in there and they'll even save you more money with the GM card top-off promotion going on now. Hamilton Chevrolet came off of a great month of December, and they're going to keep this thing going. As a matter of fact, as for the Rico deal, what is that, you say? Oh, man. Write this down. If you're driving, you may want to pull over and write this down. 2020 Chevy Trax, $79 a month for 24 months, only $995 down, 10,000 miles a year at Hamilton Chevrolet. $79 a month. Beats probably that car that you're in. I'm telling you, head on down. See my guys Andrew at 14 and Mound. Get that brand new car. Get the Rico deal. They'll take care of you. Hamilton Chevrolet. Find new roads.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. The two right lanes are now blocked by an accident on 696 eastbound after 75. Be prepared for slowdowns from Woodward. Also be on the lookout for a disabled vehicle to the right lane of 94 westbound after Mount Elliott. For same-day service of your furnace or plumbing, call Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. 37 years in the business. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 800-924-2123. MastercraftHeating.com. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's Cars for the Cat. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
While we've been staying safe at home, scientists have been on a journey. The destination? A COVID-19 vaccine. This journey began decades ago with research into other coronaviruses. Scientists built from there with months of research and development, cooperation with other experts worldwide, and clinical trials on tens of thousands of volunteers of diverse race, age, and health status. They arrived at a safe, effective vaccine, and hundreds of thousands in Michigan have already been vaccinated. But the next step is ours. We need to get the vaccine while we can, keep wearing masks correctly, and taking precautions until we reach our destination, freedom from COVID-19, and getting back to the lives we love. Discover the facts for yourself at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, it's Heather Park. Online sports betting is coming to Michigan, and you've got to check out my friends at BetRivers Sportsbook. As an official partner of the Detroit Pistons, BetRivers is getting ready to take your basketball bets. And they've got a special offer offer just for you. Go to betrivers.com, complete the registration, and they'll give you $50 in site credit. How exciting is that? Sign up today at betrivers.com. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117. Pending regulatory licensing.
Ambition. You can't measure it, configure it, or bottle it up. But when you have it, you know it. It's that little voice in your head that says, you're not done. You want more. At WGU, we know all about ambition. We're a university that is rewriting the rules of higher education, making it more accessible, affordable, and student-focused than it's ever been. Because we know you won't rest until you reach your goals. Neither will we. WGU. Ambition never rests. Apply now at WGU.edu.
Wendy's new classic chicken sandwich is now in the 2 for $5, and that's reason to celebrate. Try the new classic and then take your mouth on a victory lap with the iconic Dave Single, the delicious spicy chicken sandwich, spicy or crispy 10-piece nuggets, or just get another classic chicken sandwich. Taste greatness today with Wendy's 2 for $5. We got it.
Sam's new project needs a project manager right away if she's going to manage to hit her deadline.
It took an extra week to get approvals, but they still want the original delivery date. I guess we'll figure something out.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, text or call the ticket using the same number. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
Let's take care of a little business. And business is football. Playoffs rolling on. We're in divisional weekend. X Factors is what wins games this time of year. David's got the list of them. Let's see. Let's grind on this a little bit, like Rico on a trip out west. What do you got for me, David? Wow, that's something, right? That's a setup right there. That's a setup about passion, about love. Woo.
So you said it, Mike, the biggest X factor for every team remaining in the playoffs.
Oh, that's right.
So we're going to start this alphabetically order. Start with the Baltimore Ravens. And it says their X factor is Gus Edwards. It says, of course, they have Lamar Jackson, they have J.K. Dobbins, but Edwards here, he averages 4 point yards per carry 11 times this season, and then 6 yards per carry 5 times this season. So will he be an X factor?
No. The X Factor.
Did something happen to Dobbins?
No, but listen, they've always shared carries, Rico.
Yeah,
and if it's simple, it's Lamar's the X Factor.
Exactly.
He can carry him to a title if he plays out of his mind and gives you 140 on the ground every week, or he could get them eliminated in one quarter if he plays the way he played in the first quarter against Tennessee. That's all. Sorry,
I'm getting a feeling that you all might disagree with a lot of these because Buffalo Bills, it says Cole Beasley. It says we know what Steph Diggs does, we know what Allen does, but Cole Beasley being that slot guy can be the X factor for them.
Rico, go first.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, it gives Josh Allen another option to go to instead of just Steph Diggs. Yeah, I mean, I think it's more of Allen turning the corner, but I can live with Cole Beasley.
It says Beasley led all NFL slot receivers in yardage.
Right. Listen, he's an elite slot route runner. He's a chain mover. He's a guy on 3rd and 6 who will catch it, will get open, will move the sticks. He had 7 grabs on one ankle last weekend. If he's healthy, they're really hard to stop. If he's not, it does take away something big. I'm okay with that one, David.
The Cleveland Browns. Yes, they are playing this weekend. Their X factor, the offensive line. We know what Hunt does, we know what Chubb does, but they're nothing without the offensive line. Would that be their X factor?
Yeah, for me, it's a yes. Bitonio, I hope, is back. They have an all-pro at right tackle in Conklin. Look, if you're going to beat Kansas City, you better hang on to of football, you better go on long, extended drives. You better shorten the game. There's no better way to do it in the cold in January than to line up and smash with your two superstar running backs. Yeah, David, I'm good with that one, too. Why'd you think I disagree with that?
I agree with this one, but I'm going to add this caveat. I think the biggest X factor for the Browns is not the offensive line, but getting rid of the fact that they beat Pittsburgh 2 weeks in a row and not celebrating and realizing there's more on the line than just beating the Steelers.
Let's move on to the Green Bay Packers. Their X factor is Darnell Savage. It says the opposing quarterbacks, Savage, had a passer rating of just 67.3. Will he be the X factor?
Rico, I was giving you some runway there. I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, no, I was going to let you go. Go ahead.
For me, I'll give you the X factor. You may think this is insanity. What about A.J. Dillon? I mean, he exploded on the scene when they got dinged up, and he's this weapon. He's a 250-pound wrecking ball. It's the playoffs. You're going to need some tough yards. There's going to be a critical 4th and 1. Aaron Jones is great. Jamal Williams is banged up. What about the second-round pick from BC?
I like that, Mike. I'm going to go a little bit more off the board here. The fact that there's really no crowd in Lambeau Field. You won't have the same feel that you would for any other playoff game, where this is a time Aaron Rodgers is going to have to show that he is the MVP, because they have to hype themselves up. There's no Lambeau. You can Lambeau leap in empty seats, but you're not going to feel that crowd. You're not going to feel the passion. So I'm going to say Rodgers leading this team.
The Kansas City Chiefs, it says their X factor will be Anthony Hitchens. 78 tackles this year. He missed the final 2 games, but the reason why they named him is because he can stop the run game. They have the Browns, and then if they face the Ravens, who are top teams on the ground, would he be an X factor?
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. That's the Achilles heel. You know, it's look, man, if you can't get your weapons on the field, they're not going to be able to help you. I have no issue with that. It's low key, it's understated, it's geek stuff, but I dig it.
No, because you're right. The best way to stop the other team is to keep the offense off the field. Yeah, that was simple.
The Los Angeles Rams, it says their X factor is Leonard Floyd. This is playing with Aaron Donald and the secondary back there. He had 10.5 sacks and 28 QB pressures. Would he be the X factor?
This seems easy. We could be Jared Goff and his surgically stapled together thumb and going out there and actually being able to play. Are we overthinking this one?
Let me say this. I agree with you. But let's back up the truck even one bigger level. The X factor. Aaron Donald's health. Look, he had an unbelievable game, but he came out of that game. His status. Look, if he's anything less than 100%, I think that almost takes their entire chance to win this game off the board. So I agree with you. But to address what David said, I mean, look, Leonard Floyd is a guy, you thought he was going to be great. He got drafted into the right situation with Chicago, and it just didn't happen. He's been reborn out here with LA. You could make him one of those factors, but I think Rico's right. You're either talking about the, quote, stapled together thumb, or whatever Aaron Donald's got wrong in the rib cage or nuts area or whatever happened to him.
This next one I'm going to tell you off record. I don't agree with it. So we're going to choose another one. They said the Saints X factor is Taysom Hill. Don't agree with that one. So who would be the Saints X factor?
No, I don't either. I mean, that's preposterous. X factor to me, still going to be Drew Brees. He's either going to pass his way to a Super Bowl or pass his way to a loss. It resides with him. That defense will do their thing. I don't think there's any singular player there that'll be the deciding factor. They need to do their thing. It's offensively, the weapons are there. Can Drew Brees drop back and perform and go out and beat the Bucs for a 3rd straight time?
Yeah, I would say it's famous Jameis. You better be ready, because if Brees goes down, you going to turn it over to Taysom? I don't think so. Not if you're going to win. Jameis better be ready.
And finally, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it says the pass rush is their X factor. It says they rarely got to Taylor Heineke on this past weekend. He gave up 306 yards, and they have to face Brees, and and they have to possibly face Green Bay with the pass rush with the X factor.
I agree with that. I agree totally. I do. And look, I think sometimes too, like Tampa Bay offensively, it's the Arians' weak spot. If you go to the other side, they try to get too aggressive. Like Brady is 381 yards, bruh, 22 of 40. Like, there's got to be a way to tighten that up a little bit. That would be another one. Can Bruce Arians maintain some control here of himself? But yeah, the pass rush is the biggest thing. I didn't see it, and I'd be very concerned that Heineke had that level of success.
So listen up and pay close attention, Michigan. Online sports betting is almost here. If you register your account early with FanDuel Sportsbook, you'll get $100 in free bets once they go live. There's no deposit required. Just sign up and verify your account and you're all set. You'll get $100 in free bets just for signing up early. See for yourself why FanDuel Sportsbook is America's #1 sports betting app. Here's a part of the app that I love. It's easy to use. There are a ton of betting markets. It is safe and secure. And when you win, you get your money fast. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/100free to claim your $100 in free bets. That's $100 in free bets when you visit FanDuel.com/100free. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. Bonus issued and non-withdrawable site credit that expires 7 days after FanDuel goes live in Michigan. $100 is distributed as $50 site credit on each of Sportsbook and Casino. Unique user ID verification is required. Offer ends on go live date. Gambling problems, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
This is Tiki Barber with the Radio.com Sports Minute. The Philadelphia Eagles' decision to part ways with head coach Doug Peterson yesterday came as somewhat of a surprise, especially since it was a week past Black Monday, the first Monday after the NFL regular season, when most teams make their official coach firings. Peterson is only 3 years removed from winning a long-sought-after Super Bowl title for the city of brotherly love. Heck, in their home stadium, Lincoln Financial Field, there's even a statue of him and quarterback Nick Foles discussing the Phillies' special trick play that resulted in a touchdown to Foles in Super Bowl 52. But the NFL has always been a not-for-long business, and once Peterson stopped effectively communicating, first with his QBs, which created a QB controversy, and then with the front office, it was only a matter of time, even if most of us didn't see it coming. I'm Tiki Barber.
Have big plans for your laundry room? So does Lowe's. Right now, save big on a Samsung large capacity top load washer and dryer that was $949 and now is just $679 each. Samsung's newest washing machine comes in a stylish champagne finish and has more capacity for large loads to cut down on wash time. And with the innovative Samsung dryer, set sensor dry to help dry clothes more evenly. Shop at Lowe's now with free delivery. Valid through 120 US only.
Before you drive the all-new Nissan Rogue, you gotta ask yourself, how rogue are you gonna go? We talking be one with nature in a desert rogue? Go snowshoeing in Alaska rogue? Or take the long way home just because kind of rogue? Just a question, but with 5 available drive modes, you're sure to find the answer.
Go rogue in the all-new, fiercely reimagined 2021 Nissan Rogue, now with the most standard safety features in its class. See Owner's Manual for important safety information. Auto Pacific segmentation. 2021 Nissan Rogue versus latest in market competitors. Base miles compared.
This year has reminded us of the importance of saving for the unexpected. And as a bank, our job is to make that a little easier for everyone. That's why at Huntington we're so proud to introduce Money Scout. It analyzes your checking account to find money that's not being used and moves it to your savings automatically. It's that simple, so you can always be saving, even now. Learn more and enroll at huntington.com/moneyscout. Huntington. Welcome. Money Scout is subject to eligibility, terms and conditions, and other account agreements. Member FDIC.
What up, it's KD. I'm excited to finally bring you my podcast, The Etceteras, with my guy Eddie Bansky Gonzalez.
How you able to keep your emotions under control? You know, tomorrow you fighting somebody like Kobe Covington. You can't get out of that and fight his fight, right?
I say this is what separates the good, great, and the elites. The elites are the type of people that are able to tap into that mentality. Like, oh, word? All right, I'm going to show you.
This is Tim. How can I help you?
Can I get a double quarter pounder with cheese with just ketchup and onion and a large Coke?
You want just a double quarter sandwich?
Yes.
Okay, and then a large Coke, you said?
Yep.
Okay, and that'll be all?
That's it.
$7.73 at Christmas, please.
It's for an order. Okay. Yep. Thanks. Thank you.
You have a great